Welcome to our channel. Today, we have the following news. Liu Yuning's physique is truly a contradiction. Liu Yuning's physique has always been a fascinating paradox, a contradiction so striking that it has become part of his signature presence both on and off screen. If one were to describe him bluntly, his figure resembles an unfinished painting, something incomplete, as though the artist paused mid-brush stroke and left behind a form that defies conventional proportions. His torso, curiously short, often gives the impression of someone who wandered onto the wrong set, as though his upper body belonged to an entirely different person. It is almost as if a piece of the puzzle is missing. And yet, within this so-called flaw lies his most unforgettable charm, his legs. Those legs, stretched endlessly like illustrations straight from a comic book, appear almost unreal. They dominate his entire frame, so disproportionately long that they overwhelm the relative modesty of his upper body. When he stands, he exudes the illusion of great height. Viewers might estimate him at an imposing 5 feet 9 inches or taller, towering above others, his figure rising like a giant who seems to belong in the clouds rather than among mortals. The sheer contrast between his compact torso and elongated legs creates a visual impact that few could ever forget. But the contradiction deepens when he sits down. In an instant, the illusion collapses. His short torso becomes more obvious, looking almost like a tailor's oversight, a garment cut too hastily. His frame appears oddly concentrated, his height no longer commanding but reduced, ordinary even. Yet, just when you think the proportions fail him, his waistline and high hips emerge again to remind you of the marvel hidden within his body. Standing, he is a model striding across the runway. Sitting, he looks like an average man at a cafe. The balance shifts dramatically depending on posture, almost like watching two different people occupy the same body. This contradiction, however, is not a weakness. Rather, it is precisely what makes him captivating. Few people in the entertainment industry could possess such a bizarre yet memorable composition. He is at once short and tall, ordinary and extraordinary, flawed and miraculous. If one were to sketch a chart of his proportions, it would resemble two distinct athletes merged into one, the upper body lean and compressed, the lower body endlessly extended. Somehow, this duality fuses together in harmony, producing a powerful visual signature. Even more fascinating is how this missing piece benefits him in performance. On camera, a shorter torso can actually be advantageous, allowing him to fit the frame with ease. Directors often worry about disproportion when shooting actors, since skewed proportions can distract audiences. Yet in Liu Yuning's case, his compact torso simplifies adjustments, while his long legs lend an almost statuesque elegance to his silhouette. His high hips and towering stance make him look as though he was born to stand in the spotlight, destined for a pedestal of admiration. His legs, though comically long at times, are undeniably a divine gift, instantaneously memorable and visually irreplaceable. What's more, this paradoxical physique sets him apart in ways that no amount of training or effort could replicate. Many celebrities struggle to master flattering poses in photos. A slight misstep can make their legs appear short or their face appear wide. But Liu Yuning has the opposite problem. He doesn't need to try. Even in casual moments, his proportions ensure he stands out, his contradictions transforming into a powerful trademark. Far from a flaw, his body has become his weapon, one that allows him to dominate both stage and screen without conscious effort. Of course, such contradictions come with hidden struggles. Fans who adore his long legs also worry about the discomfort he must endure. To maintain his image, he constantly has to manage posture, standing tall to highlight his legs, sitting carefully to minimize the imbalance, and adjusting endlessly in front of cameras. On film sets, he must be aware of angles, lighting, and framing to prevent his proportions from looking too skewed. It is a delicate dance, a performance in itself, balancing the shortcomings of a short torso with the breathtaking gift of his elongated legs. Yet in the end, this contradiction is nothing short of miraculous. In a world where perfection is idolized, true beauty often emerges from imperfection. Liu Yuning embodies this truth. His body, seemingly flawed, transcends ordinary definition. It is not simply the labor of nature, it is art itself. Like an unfinished painting where the missing brush strokes make the image unforgettable, his physique is defined by what it lacks as much as by what it possesses. Perhaps this is why he has risen so steadily in the entertainment industry. In a culture obsessed with symmetry and balance, his eccentric form becomes a beacon of individuality. His short torso and impossibly long legs are not flaws, they are his identity. They speak of uniqueness, of irreplaceable charm, of a beauty that does not conform to rules but instead rewrites them. And maybe, just maybe, he will go even further by embracing this paradox fully, transforming it into a strategy of imperfection that becomes his greatest strength. After all, miracles in the entertainment world are often born from those who refuse to fit into the mold. Eccentricity, rather than flaw, becomes the root of legend. Liu Yuning's body is not simply a contradiction, it is the story of how imperfection, when embraced, creates a beauty that cannot be replicated.